TubNet just came out and I want to know if it's better than HYPIXEL. So after playing TubNet for the last 2 days or so, there are a couple of points I want to cover, and if you don't hear this last point, trust me, you're going to end up wasting a lot of your time. So when I first joined TubNet, I was greeted by 3 games, those being Light Strike, Crystal Rush, and the Snack Shack. Yep, for some reason Spacebound doesn't seem to be open right now, but that's fine. Light Strike, just an inoffensively good game. Me and 3 other teammates infiltrate the other team's side and plant what the game calls a star. And if enough time passes, we win. But it's not that easy. The game gives out this currency that looks like gems and you use them to buy weapons. So I did. You know, your classic combat type beat, and I used my bot weapon to hold off the enemies. Simple enough and my favorite game on TubNet so far. I like the system of how you earn gems by doing damage. I'm actually not sure what was happening, but every time I would respawn I would have more, so I'm just gonna assume that's what was happening. At first the game was kinda hard to understand, but with time I started to get it down. I also really liked the shop's UI. It was simple, was really cool looking, and had a bunch of different weapons with different uses and effects. And it kept it simple by offering 2 main battle strategies, either being melee based or range based, but to be honest, what's best is probably having a mix of the two. I really liked the team aspect of it, and while the map was kinda confusing at first, I'm sure that's something that will go away with experience, just like any other game. So I logged on to the next game, Crystal Rush, and hey, this looks familiar. Yeah, Crystal Rush is quite literally just a Bed Wars reskin. Your Nexus, your bed. Your concrete, the wool. The never-ending spiral of guilt and shame as you try and keep your family together. Wait, what? Listen, whoever brainstormed the idea for Crystal Rush was either extremely inspired by Bed Wars or just straight up copied it. And to be honest, it was kind of a waste of potential. Being inspired by Bed Wars is fine, but imagine if we could have utilized the area down there to create a Bed Wars with multiple levels and different planes to switch up the gameplay, almost like a 3D spaced Bed Wars. I think that would be pretty cool, but nah, what do I know? In order to buy items in the shop, you have to either use normal crystals or stronger crystals. In order to get those stronger crystals, you have to mine the stronger Nexus. Nexuses? I don't know. They're in the middle of the map, which is really similar to the whole idea of emeralds and diamonds in HYPIXEL's Bed Wars. One concept I thought was really novel was increasing the efficiency of your pickaxe. It allowed you to mine faster and increase the rate at which you would get crystals. And overall the game was really fun. I just wish it was a bit more original. Also, HYPIXEL's Bed Wars would have a lot more open walking sections, while with Crystal Rush they had a lot more large and empty gaps, which for someone like me who's pretty bad at bridging, those open walking sections were very much appreciated. But that's just me. Also, the extra boosts you could buy to buff your stats were pretty cool too. This seems like a pretty good time to thank our sponsor. We're not sponsored. What were you thinking? We're not even at 500 subscribers, but you can change that. On this channel, I make video essays about topics in the Minecraft community. Everything from analyzing TommyInnit's vlog series to asking more philosophical questions like, is Minecraft getting too complicated? So if you're down for that, consider subscribing. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Up next, the lobby, or New Block City, I think it's called. This place looks really cool, like, trust me when I say that. Driving cars, an assortment of shops, this waving flag, and even this TV station. Man, this place looks really cool. This place looks amazing. However, there is a problem. This city has left a lot to be desired. When you create a city this large, full of NPCs, original shop names, and even different types of restaurants, it really does immerse the player into the world. However, despite so much work having gone into the city, it seriously lacks in utility. All the NPCs usually have one line of dialogue of like, I love this city, or I love making friends, or hey, do you need some help? And you're like, yeah, you know what, I do need help. And then you try and interact with them anymore and they're staring at you like this. I legit felt like my game was glitching out, or I didn't have the right resource packs, so I kept on logging in and out to try and fix this problem, but it seems like it wasn't me. Not to mention this NPC in the cafe asking if I'd like to play a game. I'd click on her some more, either wait for some dialogue, or I would click on the actual text hoping for some kind of interaction, but I got none. It was super confusing, and I hope this gets fixed soon. Some fixes I would make to the city would be NPCs with proper and plentiful dialogue, fun mini games in every shop, and a simple way to make money. I literally didn't understand how to make money in this game. The game would recommend talking to the postman to earn some money, so I'm like, alright. Head over to the postman and click him, and he doesn't even have dialogue, just an option to claim rewards. After clicking on that option to claim rewards, it then tells me to watch an ad. What is going on here? A while ago, I claimed that TubNet had a real chance of overthrowing HYPIXEL. However, a lot of things are different now. TubNet is not only dealing with HYPIXEL, but with MCC Island as well. Out the gate, it hasn't released with its promised full cross compatibility, and one of its main 3 games are just straight up not available. It almost feels like it's in beta. Before I came to a conclusion, I decided to head on to HYPIXEL to refresh my memory and make sure that I wasn't being biased. With HYPIXEL, it had a ton of different games you could play and a much smaller map, so everything felt much more dense. With TubNet, there are only 3 main games that you can even play, and with this huge city, it makes it feel just like a ghost town. Not to mention this extreme lack of players. While this may just be a glitch, it seems like there's literally only 20 players online. I thought it may just be the player count per region, but hey, look at HYPIXEL with nearly 20,000 players. Although the player count may look like a glitch at first, in-game there was literally only 20 players. Now, this may just be a freak stat from weird time zones, but I was literally sitting in a Crystal Rush game for like 5 minutes as I watched the player count tick up from 1 to 2 to 3 all the way up until 8. And that was in solos, the more popular option. There was literally 0 players in duos. So to confirm my suspicions and make sure that I wasn't crazy, I headed to this website that tracks Minecraft servers player counts, and it seemed like TubNet really just did have 22 concurrent players. However, throughout the day, the numbers did change, reaching a max players of around 200. Even so, it is way less than expected. Long story short, TubNet does have the potential to be HYPIXEL, but not the way it is now. And the thing is, even after all of that, you still have a big problem. Yes, you. You don't know how TubNet could possibly beat HYPIXEL, and clicking this video right here is going to give you all the information you'd ever need.